My name is Shaw-naé Dixon, and I am the operator and owner of Shaw-naé's House. So, what makes me special, I'll start there first, is that I am an eighth generation direct descendant to the first free Blacks to purchase property on Staten Island in Sandy Ground. And their legacy was a huge um, obligation to the descendants to make sure that we lived out and did the things that they did in order to establish Sandy Ground, which was to make sure that they poured into the community that they were first establishing with slaves who were being freed utilizing the Underground Railroad on Sandy Ground to build business. So as oystermen and as owners of the boats and vessels and as people who opened up businesses of farming and food, that was something that happened in the 1800s, 1828 to be exact. What I believe is super special about me is that here in 2023, I was able to establish a business that connects to my ancestors, which does serve food and does serve the community and does help to build the economy. And so Shaw-naé's House is a restaurant that was established in June of 2021. During our grand opening, we served free food to the entire community, and those that showed up were a little over 500 guests. And since then, during the pandemic, we pushed our way and persevered through very difficult economic times and public health times, because we didn't have any customers during our first roughly about a year and a half. And in this new year, 2022 into 2023, we have established a great reputation. We have over 92 excellent, amazing 5-star reviews on Google for our soul food. Our soul food is unique. It is unique to my passage through the entertainment industry, serving people from all over the world, being able to cater to people such as the likes of Bruce Willis and Ed Norton, Cardi B, Charlemagne, Little Kim, Lou Pepper Williams, anybody that you can think of that has traveled throughout the entertainment industry athletically, politically, or in the entertainment, film, and television. I have had the absolute grace and honor to serve. And so the business has been able to carry a great reputation, not only in the entertainment world, but now in the community where it's most important, because I feel like I'm still pouring in the same exact way that my ancestors did. So I'm hoping that you guys will be able to visit and experience what Staten Island has to offer as the only soul food fine dining restaurant on the island. I joined the Chamber of Commerce because, one, a couple of people introduced me to members of the chamber. I didn't really know what the magnitude of being connected to the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce meant. And I believe that when we walk around in the unknown and we don't ask questions and we say we don't have resources and we don't follow through on certain things, we can't then complain about what we're not getting or how we are growing or why we're not growing. You got to be in it to win it, sort of thing. So I am choosing to be a part of the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce because I felt like when I was a home-based business, you guys weren't looking me up. You guys didn't have an interest in trying to find me. Nobody really did. And all of the organizations that deal with business don't really, what I feel, don't really seek out home-based businesses. When I got into the brick and mortar and had this visible storefront business is when these now organizations decided to start seeking me out. What I realized, without any bitterness or resentment, now just growing up in this particular business, what I've learned is, one, yes, you do have to pay to play, but two, people who are about business and are about legacy, and they say things like, I want to build the wealth of the community, I believe in economic development, I want to help people get jobs. When you're saying those things, you are speaking risky. You are speaking in risk. And what I believe the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce's organization is doing is investing in those very few percent in the world who have decided to choose their passion over their pension. And they chose to be entrepreneurs and business owners that then would become leadership in the community. And they're willing to stick their neck out for those people that have made themselves visible among the community in order to purchase goods and services. And I also want to be sharpened by the iron that's out there with these business owners that make decisions to then connect themselves to a positive working environment that collaborates and helps to build your business. Like, you need to be constantly sharpening yourself. If you're not surrounded by a bunch of business owners, then you are not in the right business. If another business owner is not sharing with you what the pros and cons are of owning a business, you're going to be led in the wrong direction, because you're not letting someone who has a clear path and clear thinking and a business plan come to you and offer you information that helps you grow. My husband used to sit in the backyard and talk to his friends who had no interest in owning a business. They never encouraged him to have a business, build a business, go through with a business idea. So what I shared with him is that when you truly do decide to become a business owner, because at the time he wasn't my business partner, he worked for another company. And I said, right now you're talking to dead horses and brick walls, because they're never going to pour any kind of life inspiration or motivation into you and sharpen you so that you can be thinking clearly like a businessman. They're always going to speak to you like an employee. And so they're going to teach you how to get your 8 and skate, how to build on your 40 and keep it moving. You know, they're not going to say, yeah, good job on that risk you just took in signing that lease. You know, they're not doing that. So I believe they weren't helping him. When I asked him to be my business partner, when he was laid off from his job, his entire thinking was different. And I started to surround him with people in my network that were speaking business. But I asked him, I said, you know, do you want to be a part of the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce? And he said, I absolutely want to be in the circles where they are going to elevate and grow with us. And I don't want to have a bunch of unnecessary conversation with people that don't understand the risks that we're taking. They don't have the strategies to help us come out of some of the situations. They don't have the mindset. And that's a word he got through owning the business. They don't have a business owner's mindset. And so I want to be in a circle of like-minded individuals that only desire to grow and elevate in what they're passionate about. And so the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce is important to Staten Island business owners because we're a small, very unique culture of people. We understand each other because of our demographic, because of the way we, operate here, because we were a silent borough and now we're starting to speak out and become more visible. And the only way that we can blow Staten Island up to be powerful is if we start speaking harmoniously in the same environment, using the same language as business owners, as leadership in this community, and as people of influence. And that is going to be powerful because I know that you guys have influence on Staten Island. And the only way we're going to grow is if we start here at home first. So I find you guys to be water to the business. They can do so by following us on Instagram, Shaw-naé's House, SHAWNAES House. They can also follow us on Shaw-naé's House on Facebook, uniquely spelled. I apologize. My mother did it to me. SHAW-NAE with an accent mark apostrophe S House. And then I'm having my website built. They are working with me to help me shape and grow and create the vision that I already see happening. So that will be Shaw-naéshouse.com. Right now, you can still go to our old website where I started, which is saygraceny.com. And Say Grace is my previously owned catering business where I did have the opportunity to work with all of the different people in the industry. That name carries a lot of weight in terms of food and the food industry. And then you can also come to Shaw-naé's House in Staten Island in what people call the town, which is Stapleton, at 381 Van Duzer Street, 10304.